다음 건 좀 어렵지만 괜찮겠지? Unit 38. If I had known, I wish I'd known. Study this example situation. Last month, Math was in the hospital for a few days. Lecturer didn't know this. A few days ago, they met by chance. Lecturer said, if I'd known you were in the hospital, I would have gone to visit you. If I'd known you were in a hospital, if I'd known you were in the hospital, I would have gone to visit you. I would have gone to visit you. If I'd have known you were in the hospital, I would have gone to visit you. Sorry. I didn't know, so I didn't go to visit you. If I'd known. This tells us that she didn't know before. We used if, had, to talk about the past. I didn't see you when you passed me on the street. If I didn't see you, I would have said hello. I would have said hello. If I'd seen you, I would have said hello. They didn't go out last night. They would have gone out if they hadn't been so tired. They would have gone out if they hadn't been tired, but they were tired. They hadn't been so tired, they would have gone out. If you'd been looking where you're going, you wouldn't have walked into the world. 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 If you'd been looking where you were going, you wouldn't have walked into the world. But you were looking. You weren't looking. The view was wonderful. The view was wonderful. I would have taken some pictures if I had a camera with me. If I had a camera with me, I would have taken some pictures. The view was wonderful. The view was wonderful. I would have taken some pictures if I had a camera with me, but I didn't have a camera. I'm not hungry. If I were hungry, I would eat something. I wasn't hungry. If I had been hungry, I wouldn't have eaten something. I wasn't hungry. If I'd been hungry, I wasn't hungry. If I'd been hungry, I would have eaten something. I would have eaten something. If I'd been hungry, I would have eaten something. If I'd been hungry, I would have eaten something. We do not say if something wouldn't happen. We use would in the other part of the sentence. If I had seen you, I would have said hello. something가 would 같이 안 쓴다. We use would in the other part of sentence. If I didn't see you, I wouldn't have said hello. If I hadn't seen you, I would have said hello. The short form D can't be would or had. If I'd seen you, I'd seen. If I'd seen you, I'd have said hello. I'd have said hello. I would have said. I'd have said hello. Wills had done none been, etc. in the same way after which. I wish something had happened. I'm sorry that it didn't happen. I wish something hadn't happened. I'm sorry that it happened. I wish I'd known that Matt was sick. I wish I'd known that Matt was sick. I would have gone to see him. I feel sick. I wish I hadn't eaten so much. I ate too much. Do you wish you'd study science instead of languages? You didn't study science. Do you wish you'd study science instead of language? Do you wish you'd studied science instead of language? I'm glad I saw him. I wish I'd seen him. I wish I'd seen him. We do not say wish, would have. The weather was cold. I wish it'd been warmer. It'd been warmer. It'd been warmer. I wish it'd been warmer. I wish it'd been warmer. Compare would and would have. If I'd gone to the party last night, I would be tired now. I'm not tired now. Present. If I'd gone to the party last night, I would have met lots of people. If I'd gone to the party last night, I would have met lots of people. I didn't meet lots of people last. Compare would have, could have, and might have. If the weather hadn't been so bad, if the weather hadn't been so bad, 좋았다면, we would have gone out. We could have gone out. We would have been able to go out. We might have gone out. Maybe we would have been gone out. Maybe we would have been gone out. 너무 어려운데? 이랬으면 Let's take this exercises. Put the verb into the correct form. I didn't see you. If I'd seen you, I would have said hello. Sarah got to the station just in time to catch her train to the airport. If she'd missed the train, she would have missed her flight too. He got to the station just in time to catch her train to the airport. If she missed the train, she would have missed her flight too. 기차를 놓쳤다면 비행기도 놓쳤겠지. Thanks for reminding me about Liz's birthday. I would have forgotten if you haven't reminded me. I would have forgotten. 잊어먹었을 거야. If you haven't reminded me. 알려주지 않았다면. If you haven't reminded me, I would have forgotten. If you forgotten. hadn't. 더 과거. I didn't have your email address, so I couldn't contact you. If I had had your email address, I would have sent you an email. 내가 주소가 있었으면 메일을 보냈겠죠. have sent you an email. Their trip was okay, but trip은 괜찮았지만 they would have enjoyed it more if the weather had been better. 더 좋았다면 더 재밌게 들었을 거야. The weather had been better, but they would have enjoyed. The trip was okay, but they would have enjoyed it more if the weather had been better. Sorry, we're late. Our taxi got stuck in traffic. It wouldn't be faster. 더 빨랐을 거예요. It would have been faster if 차라리 우리가 걸었다면 if we'd worked. If we'd worked, it would have been faster. Why don't you tell me about your problem? If 네가 나에게 말했다면 내가 하나 도와줬을 거잖아. If you'd told me, I would have tried to help you. I'm not tired. If I'd been tired, I'd go home now. 내가 피곤했다면 벌써 집에 갔지. I wasn't tired last night. If I'd tired, you would have been gone home earlier. 이게 지금이구나. I wasn't tired last night. If I'd been tired, I would have gone home earlier. 과거. Thanks for reminding me about you. 네가 말 안 해줬으면 나 까먹었을 거야. 현재. If I'd I forget if you didn't remind me. 과거? 그러면 이것도 과거. Why didn't you tell me about your problem? 네가 말했으면 내가 도와줬잖아. 과거. 현재. 과거. Read situation. Why the sentence begin with if? I wasn't hungry, so I didn't eat anything. If I'd been hungry, I would have eaten something. The accident happened because the road was ice. if there would had been 하지 않았다면 if there would hadn't been ice, the accident would not happen. The accident wouldn't have happened. I didn't know that you to get up early, so didn't wake you up. Just didn't wake you up. I didn't know you had to get up early, so I didn't wake you up. I didn't know you had. 이렇게 하는지 몰랐어. If I'd known you had to get up early, I would have woken you up. 널 깨웠겠지. Unfortunately, I lost my phone, so I couldn't call you. If I had 잃어버리지 않았다면. If I hadn't lost my phone, 너한테 전화하고 있을 텐데. I'll call you. My mom wasn't injured in the crash because fortunately she was wearing a seat belt. Oh, not injured. If she if she'd been wearing a seatbelt, she would have injured. She'd have injured in the crash. You didn't have any breakfast. That's why you're hungry now. If you had breakfast, you would. 네가 아침 먹었으면 you wouldn't. 네가 배가 안 고팠겠지. You're hungry now. I didn't take a taxi because I didn't have enough money. 돈이 많았다면 if I'd enough money. If I'd had enough money, 돈이 있었다면 택시를 탔겠지. I would have taken a taxi. Dan didn't do well in high school, so he couldn't go to college. If he'd done well in high school, he would have gone to college. Imagine that you are in these situations. For each situation, write a sentence with I wish. You've eaten too much and now you feel sick. You say, I wish I hadn't eaten so much. 목소리 할걸. I hadn't eaten so much. When you are younger, you never want play a musical instrument. Now you regret this. I wish I had learned to play a musical instrument. 나도 배우고 싶었는데. You've painted the gate red. Now you think it doesn't look good. Red was the wrong color. 별로였어. 내가 바꿨습니다. I wish I'd. I wish I hadn't. 안 했으면 좋았을 텐데. Wish I hadn't painted the gate. You decided to drive, but the trip was long and tiring. Taking the train would have been better. Taking a train would have been better. I wish we'd taken the train. I wish we'd taken the train. Last year you went to New York with a friend. You didn't have time to do all the things you wanted to do. Last year you 갔고 시간이 없었고 you wanted to do 없었다고. I wish I'd had times. The things I wanted to do. 내가 하고 싶은 다 할 수 있는 그런 시간이 있었다면. You moved to a new apartment a few months ago. Now you don't like your new apartment. Don't like. You think that moving was a bad idea. 안 왔으면 좋았을 텐데. I wish I hadn't moved. You know what? 자, 채점 준비 끝. Okay, 2. If she'd missed the train, she would have missed her flight too. If she'd missed the train, she would have missed her flight too. I would forget if you didn't remind me. I would have forgotten. 괜히 붙였네. 잃어버렸을 거야. If you hadn't reminded. 내가 안 알려줬다면 아무것도 If I'd had your email addresses. If I'd had your email address, I would have sent you an email. If I'd had your email address, I would have sent you an email. Their trip was okay, but they would have enjoyed it more if the weather been better? Date. They would have enjoyed the weather had been better. Sorry, we're late. Our taxi got stuck in traffic. It would have been faster if we'd worked. It would have been faster if we'd worked. Why don't you tell me about your problem? If you told me, I would have tried to help you. If you told me, I would have tried to help you. I'm not tired. If I were tired, I'd go home now. If I were tired, I'd go home now. I wasn't tired last night. If I'd been tired, I would have been gone home earlier. If the road hadn't been iced, the accident wouldn't have happened. If the road hadn't been iced, if I'd known you had to get up early, I would have waken you up. If I'd known that you had to get up early, I would have waken up. If I hadn't lost my phone, I would call you. If I hadn't lost my phone, 뭐 그런 말 했었을 거야. I would have called you. Emma wasn't injured in the crash. If she'd been wearing a seatbelt, she would have been injured in the crash. 운전벨트를 안 맸다면 이렇게 썼지? If she hadn't been wearing a seatbelt, she would have been injured in the crash. She might could 다 된다. If you had breakfast, you wouldn't hungry now. 네가 먹었으면 안 배고팠지. If you had breakfast, you wouldn't be hungry now. You wouldn't be hungry now. If I'd had enough money, I've taken taxi. If I'd had enough money, I've taken taxi. 나르나 텍스트도 된다. If he'd done well in high school, he would have gone to college. If he'd done well in high school, he would have could도 된다. Could have gone to college. I wish I'd learned to play a musical instrument. If I don't. I wish I'd learned to play a musical instrument. I wish I hadn't painted the gate red. I wish I hadn't painted it red. I wish I hadn't painted the gate red. I wish we'd taken the train. I wish I'd had more time to do. I wish I had time to do. All the things I wanted to do. I wish I'd had time. 뭐도 됩니다. All the things we wanted to do. we moved to 아니야. I wish I hadn't moved to a new apartment. I wish I hadn't moved to my apartment. 짜증나게 어렵네. I would have forgot if you hadn't reminded me. I would have forgotten if you'd reminded me. I would have forgot. You didn't remind me. Okay. 날씨만 좋았으면 좋았을 텐데. With we would have enjoyed it more. We would have enjoyed it more if the weather been better. 날씨만 좋았으면 딱이었는데. We would have enjoyed it better if the weather had been better. More. Sorry, real late. 잘 걷는 게 빨랐을 거야. 미리 말했으면 내가 도와줬지. 피곤했으면 집에 벌써 갔지. 내가 피곤했었으면은 그때 집에 갔을걸? 미리 말하지 도와줬을 텐데. 미리 말하지. If you told me I would have tried to help you. I would have tried to help you. 일찍 일어나야 하는 줄 알았으면 내가 너를 I would have 나 깨워줬을 텐데. If I had lost my phone, I'd call you. 그 여자가 그때 안전벨트를 썼으면 안 했으면 큰일 날 뻔했네. 안전벨트 안 했으면 큰일 날 뻔했네. If you'd was you wouldn't been hungry. 네가 하나 아침 안 먹었으면 배고프진 않았을 텐데. 아침을 먹었다면 배고프지는 않았을 거야. 나 아침 먹었으면 배는 안 고팠을 텐데. If I had enough money, I'd have got a taxi. If I had done very good. 아침을 먹었으면 배가 안 고팠을 텐데. 아침 좀 먹고 올걸. 4. 아침 좀 먹고 올걸. If I'd had breakfast, 배고프지 않았을 텐데. I wouldn't be hungry. I wouldn't be hungry. We've seen like over today. I wish I'd wanted. 이거 좀 나 진짜 이거 배웠으면 좋았을 텐데. I wish I had a baby. 안 튀었으면 좋았을 텐데. I wish we'd taken a train. 진짜 땄으면 좋았을 텐데. I wish I'd had to do all the time I wanted to do. 내가 할 수 있는 엄청 그런 시간이 있었으면 좋았을 텐데. I wish I had moved. 안 옮겼으면 좋았을 텐데. 5. I wish I'd more time to do what I wanted to do. I had more time to do all the things. I wish I'd had more time. To do all the things I wanted to do.